I will continue with the same example. Let's suppose the same thing which let me just pick up my pen from here. Pick up the pen from here. So I will use that same example which we just did before. Just keep some simple things so that we remember the numbers. Okay. Remember we said here that we said that Alpha company was there, then Ali was there, and then customer was there. Alpha company said 100 plus 20 VAT. This is your sales tax. And they charged me a price of 120. Then I put my margin on top of that. I made it 150. Then VAT is calculated 20% of 150, which is 30. And I said it is 180. Okay. And this customer, they paid me. Now imagine that this customer, which is buying it from me, it is also not an, and by the way, before I move forward, so for me, Ali, because what happened that I actually, this 20 pounds, this $20 and this $30 for me. What I did, that this was my input tax and this was my output tax. This is something which I paid and this is something which I received. And the difference of these two, $10, I gave it to the government because you said that your output tax is $30, your input tax is 20, so $10 you should give it to the government. So this was one way of seeing it. Now, there is another way of seeing it as well. Another way of seeing it as well is that you just see the difference between these two. So 30 and 20, so $10 you paid. There is another way of seeing it, another way of calculating it. We call it actually, what do we call it? The name which we have given for it, I said it before, that it is called VAT, which means value added tax, okay? So when I purchased this cell phone, its value was 100. When I brought it to my shop, I put a price of $150. So value added, how much value I have added? How much value I have increased? You can see that I have increased a value of $50, 150 minus 100. Because I bought it for 100, I increased the price, I made it 150, and I said I'm increasing the value by 50. 50 into 20%, the rate which we are supposing here is 20%. 50 into 20% is $10. You see? So either you take the difference from these two, $10, or you can take a difference of this number, subtract 150 minus 100, whatever comes 50, into 20%. So it gives you the same number. So this is another way of seeing it, and that's why we call it value added tax. It means that whatever value each link within the business chain, because there is a manufacturer, there is a wholesaler, there is a retailer, distributor. So each link within the chain is increasing the value. Whatever value they are increasing, that much of sales tax they have to deposit or pay to the tax authorities. So 150 minus $150 into 20%, $10. Okay. Now imagine that this customer 3 who purchased it from me for 180, he is actually also not the end user. He also wants to sell the mobile phone. He also has a customer. So he will bring it here and he will think like, oh, I got it for 150. He paid me 180. But he is also thinking of recovering 30 from his customer. So for him, the cost is 150. And he say, you know what, I want to sell it for $200. So he puts $50 on top of that, his profit, which makes 200. A customer comes in and customer says, what is the price of this cell phone? And he says it's $200 plus sales tax. How much is sales tax? Sales tax is 20%. So 200 times 20% makes it 40. And he says that the price is 240. Now, if his customer pays him $40, if his customer pays him $40, he will give to the government only 10. He will deposit to the government only 10. Why? Because 30 he will recover. 30 he will recover. So the difference between this 40, the difference between this 40 and 30, he will deposit to the government. This 40 and 30 difference he will deposit, because he already has paid 30 to the government. Now, if you are getting slightly confused, no need to be confused. See, the rule is whatever the end user is paying the sales tax, that should go to the government. In this case, the end user is paying 40, so the government should receive 40. Where is that 40? This is 20, which Alpha paid. This is 10, you remember, which I paid. So out of 40, 30 government has already received from the previous, links. Only remaining is 10, and that 10 should be paid by this link. That 10 should be paid by this link. Now imagine there is a situation. Let's suppose that this person brings in a mobile phone. He puts a price of 240, but he cannot sell the phone. He cannot sell the phone. Nobody wants to pay so much money. So then what happens? That he is trying to sell it for a long time. He couldn't sell it. He said, okay, no problem. I will just sell it for 150, no worries. I don't want any profit. I just want to sell and get rid of this phone. I want my money back. So a customer comes in and says, how much is the price? He says 150. How much is the sales tax? He says 30. And the customer pays 180. So how much sales tax should be paid by this party? Nothing. Because the output tax of 30 and the input tax of 30 are equal. He will not pay anything to the government because the end user has paid 30 and the government has already received 30, 20 from here and 10 from here. So this link in the chain, the customer 3 or whatever, he will only pay the sales tax if the value is increased. There is no, it is called value added tax. There is no value which has been added. 150 and 150 is the same. So he's not going to pay any tax. So that's how it works. Like, imagine that there are different, starting from a product, for example, I'm wearing this shirt. There are several, there is a manufacturer, then there are distributors, then there are wholesalers, then there are retailers, then there are end user. So everybody is seeing that how much value they are adding, this much they are paying to the government, to the tax authorities. And how do they pay it? The double entries we have already done in the previous session. This is the double entry for purchasing. This is the double entry for sales. You just need to remember these two double entries. One more thing which you should remember, and that one thing is discounts. Okay, what happens with discounts? Remember that sales tax discount. There are different types of discounts. We have not discussed yet. They are called trade discounts and they are called settlement discount. Trade discount and you call it settlement discount. Trade discount is agreed and given at the time of sale. Trade discount is agreed and given at the time of sale. For example, you come to me and you ask me how much is this cell phone, and I said this is $120 or $150 or $200, whatever. Let's call it $100. I say this is $100. You say, are you going to give some discount? I say, okay, you are my good customer. You pay only $95. I give you $5 discount. So this is called trade discount. Trade discount is agreed and given at the time of sale, and it is not recorded in the books. it is no more, it is not considered as expense. It's just, it has been given at the time of sale. Then you talk about um, settlement discount. Settlement discount is which is not agreed and not given at the time of sale. This happens later on. Settlement discount is like, many times what happens that customers, companies, they sell goods to their customers with the condition that if you pay us within certain period of time, we will give you 5%, 2%, 3% additional discount. It is sometimes written as, so for example, our standard terms is 30 days credit, okay? 30 days credit. But I tell you that if you pay me within 15 days, if you pay me within 15 days, I will give you 2% extra discount. I will give you 2% extra discount. This is just to attract the payments earlier. Normally, we are giving you 30 days discount, 30 days credit, 30 days credit. But in order, because I want money quickly or urgently, so sometimes I say that, okay, if you come and pay me money within 15 days, I will give you additional 2%. Now, at the time of selling, I do not know whether you will, give me this money in 15 days or not, and whether I will give you 2% or not. It is not clear. You also do not know. And you say, yeah, Mr. Ali, I will see, I will try. If I can, arrange cash, I will come within 15 days and I will pay you cash and I will get 2%. That's good for me. But if I cannot collect cash, no problem, I will pay you in 30 days. So this is not agreed and this is not given at the time of sale, but it happens a little later. How do we write down this actually? How do we write down this thing? We call it N30, like normal days are 30, and then we say 215, like this. This is the term, standard term, N30, 215, which means normal are 30 days. If you bring money within 15 days, I will give you 2% extra. So now at the time of sale, we do not know whether the customer will bring the cash within 15 days or not, or whether we will give him 2% or not. It is not clear. But however, what is the rule for sales tax? For calculating sales tax, you should, apply sales tax. Let me write it down so that you don't forget. Apply sales tax after deducting all, I'm putting it in capital, possible discounts. This is the rule. After deducting all possible discounts, then you apply sales tax. Now, what does that mean? Imagine that our sale price of some product is $100. And we have a trade discount of 10%. And then we have a settlement discount of 2%. So when you come in, you say, I need 10% discount. I say, yeah, no problem. 100 into 10%, $10 discount. So that makes it $90. So $90. And then if I need, then I need to calculate this 2% as well. So $90 into 2%, it makes me 3.6%, I think, yeah. 1.6%, 90 into 2%, 1.8%, $1.8. I should deduct this 1.8 as well. And I should suppose that my invoice value is actually, invoice value is not there, the sales amount value should be $88.2. I should calculate sales tax on $88.2. This is what you should remember. The rule for sales tax, that sales tax should be calculated on the lowest possible number after deducting all discounts, whether taken or not taken. See, it is very important. this trade discount, I'm sorry, this settlement discount, we are not sure whether you will avail it or not. But still, we will assume that you will avail it and you will finally come up with a smaller number, and then we calculate sales tax on that number. Actually, I'm sorry what I did it here. Yeah, correct. 2% of 80. So I assume that you will come in and you will pay me 88.2 after deducting this 2% of $90. So on 88.2%, then if my sales tax is 20%, I should apply 20% of 88.2. This is what we say sales tax as, the treatment of sales tax and discounts.